Hello guys, today we are talking about proactiveness and reactiveness and just the type of mindsets that are coming across. Again, this is Michael from Evolve One. We talk about psychology, philosophy, and just any open-ended ideas. We want to help you evolve yourself into a new person. If that does sound interesting, let's just hop right into it. Alrighty, so the first thing, so we're going to be defining what the two words are. It's going to be proactiveness and reactiveness. Proactiveness is what situations get brought into your life. And this is for both of them. When you get brought to a situation in your life, you can be thinking about it from the past, from the future, and from the present. You can say, hey, I know that situation is going to come across. Hey, I've been hearing my car sound a little weird for a while now. That's going to be an issue in the future. And that's going to be a situation that's going to suck in the future. That is going to be something that I see in the future. Am I going to wait for the situation to go into present and me deal with the situation when it comes around? Or am I going to have to wait on that situation and keep waiting on it until I put time for it? And honestly, the farther it goes back in the past, the less likely you are to even fix a situation in the first place. This is what I like to call just the situation bubble. You got your future, your present, and your past. And you can handle these situations based on how much time you're given, or future being the most, and past being the least, or present being the least, because at the past, you're not having a huge contribution to what the situation is anymore in the first place. And then there's going to be one other thing, and it's for the past, for the future, present, and past. It's going to be how stressful these situations are and how long you can plan for them. You can't plan for something that's not, that's happening right now this second. You can't plan for something that's going to be, happened 2 months ago. You can plan for something that's going to be in the future. You can help yourself for something that's in the future, saving up money, so when the recession hits, you can have money to spend on in your savings. That's what I'm saying. So when it comes to how this contributes to the proactiveness and reactiveness is going to be something that you think of the present for the future, and reactiveness is going to be something that you see that that was in the future and you've waited till the present without any effort. And this is a huge thing, is your effort. If you're not going to put any effort to these situations that are going to come across, like, for example, if your rent's going to get due, or if if you know that you're going to have to spend $800 on Black Friday this year, where are you going to save that money? Being in a proactive state, not being in a reactive state. Proactiveness is saying, hey, I have this situation that I know is in the future, and I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to try my best for when that situation does come across, I am secure, I'm stable. Or the reactive state is, I see something in the present and I am not going to do anything about it until it comes. And reactive states are just in that disadvantage because there's two things. Reactive state is you don't have the time, which I previously mentioned, and two, you just don't have the time. You can't make the situation better at all. You are stuck in a shitty situation 90% of the time if you're in that reactive state, and you can't do anything to help yourself. If you are unable to get yourself out of a financial hole, if that be having your car break down and you end up having to pay $1,200, if you don't have $1,200 to sit in your bank account and have that security sitting there, that is a reactive state. You need to ask your questions and you need to ask yourself that. And you need to say, can I afford, these are 3 questions you ask yourself. You say, can I afford a $2,000 car, breakdown? Can I afford, presents for somebody on their birthday? Can you do that? And then you also got to consider this as saying, hey, if my car broke down in the middle of nowhere, could I Uber home without having to worry about a $60 Uber or a $70 Uber? Those reactive states. are going to be just how you determine stuff and saying, hey, is this situation, am I trying to make this situation better when it does come around? Am I getting my car fixed when it starts making that noise? Or am I waiting for my car to break down? Why am I waiting for my transmission to blow out? Those things I'm talking about. Reactive states are just not ideal. Proactive states, and I'm going to lead to my example, are the most ideal. And personally speaking, my proactive state for my personal being is my car is at 271,000 miles today. And it's crazy. I'm very surprised it got to be that big of a number. And it took obviously years and years and years. But the thing is that I realized it was going to break down. And I was mowing and I was working a lot last year. And that was my proactiveness, because I wanted to say this. I wanted to say, if my car were to just, boom, one day just break into a million pieces. And this is kind of my misinterpret of my proactiveness, is that if my car broke one day, I wanted to be able to literally flip everything from one car to the other car in a matter of a day. And I could just go buy a car in one day and go do that. So I tried to save up $4 or $5 grand for this new vehicle. And it was one of those things, it was not something I could do because my car, one, never ended up breaking. And two, I had to spend the money elsewhere. You know, when you're not having a job for a month or something like that, it's something that you need to pitch into 1 or 2 times. That's what I call as a proactive state, because you're saying, hey, I'm putting this money aside, or I'm putting this time aside, and I'm putting effort into something to make the situation better in the future. You know, I knew my car was going to break down in sometime in the future. So I said, you know what? I can make this the crappiest situation in the future and make it super difficult for me. Or I could just put a little time into it and put a little savings into it so I'm not financially screwed over in the future. That's what I did. And, you know, lucky my car didn't get ruined or anything, and it's still running today. But that is something to consider. A reactive state, though, is someone that would have waited till their car had broken down and had that pickle of saying, hey, I need to go borrow money from somebody, or hey, I need to go spend that money from somebody. And it's weird because they'll have that money to go spend on some of these things if they do have it. If that be going to go, you know, they go buy a TV instead of fixing their car. Or they end up going to go buy a different radio, you know, buy a new anything, an Xbox, PS4, anything like that. You're just saying, hey, I'm going to be buying these things because I don't think that situation's important. And I'm not going to make my situation better or try to make it better because of it. I hope you guys get what I'm trying to go at. Proactiveness is the hands down the major thing that is going to be what gives yourself the advantage over other people. Reactiveness is what causes a lot of negativity and just a lot of self-downness when it comes to how you think good about yourself. Reactiveness is going to say, hey, I'm going to live in a vibed world of what is just a neutral life, and saying, oh, I go to work 8 hours a day so I can go home and chill. That's society, isn't it? That's what a lot of people do. Or I'm going to go home, make sure I got everything done that I need to get done. You know, I'm making sure I can get my taxes done. I'm making sure I'm getting my paycheck done. I'm making sure I'm filing my finances so I'm, saving up for some of these expenses. And that's, anything. And not waiting till this stuff comes unglued and having to ask, support from somebody else, or having to ask for money, or having to ask, because that's when people just stop losing, or just, start losing the respect for you, because you're not reliable. And if you're not reliable to other people, at the end of the day, you're not going to be trusted, and you're not going to be somebody that people look towards. And the proactiveness is going to be a huge contributor to that, guys. Again, this is Michael from Evolve One, guys. I hope you guys have a great day. Again, the proactiveness and reactiveness, this is just a philosophy that I've invented over the past few days, kind of just what I've been thinking about some people in our society. Again, society makes it seem like we need to be reactive to these situations that happen in our life. When when the phone on our screen breaks, we are reactive to that. Well, you could have been proactive and got Apple Care 2 years ago and been fine, but you didn't because you wanted to spend that money on somewhere else. And now you're getting screwed because you don't have money for a new screen. That's just another example. It's just, you can ask yourself about so many situations and saying, hey, is this going to be a situation that it's going to suck in the future, or is it going to be a situation that I can make better? If you ask yourself those two questions, guys, you would be good. Guys, again, Michael from Evolve One. Go watch my other videos. Very informative. I know that videos like this, I'm coming out with a lot less videos just because I've been really trying to think about videos that just aren't dumb. I'm really trying to make sure that these videos that I bring out are high quality. I don't have the editing software as some other people, but you know what? I'd like to make my education very valuable, and I hope you guys appreciate it. If you guys have any questions for me, or you want to learn more about this, just feel free to DM me in any way. Again, subscribe, guys, or like, doesn't matter. Have a great day. Bye now.